Live from the altar. You're live with G. Who's with me? If you're here, welcome, welcome. I heard myself. All right, I'm going to get some stuff pinned in the chat for y'all while you're gathering and coming in. So feel free to take a seat, so to speak. Live from the altar with G. Who's here with me? Hey, Javon. Thank you for the sunflower and clover. Hey, PP. PP knows the rules. All right. That is posted for you guys. Hope you all can see. Yep, I can see it. So welcome, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. It's a little later than I expected, but all good. So live from the altar with G. Okay, so today we're tackling a massive collective energy loop that I've seen showing up everywhere lately. The desperate urge to fall back into our old, exhausting survival habits when we feel even just a hint of fear or financial tightness. Okay. So I call this the struggle loop. And my mantra against it is don't grind, align. And if you follow me, you've heard this before from me. Okay. So welcome back, loves. Welcome if you're new to the sanctuary. This is Shadow Work Sunday. So here we keep it real always. And I share the messages that come through spirit, as well as my own lived experiences, research, and studies. Okay. So that's what we're going to do today. So remember, everything today is from a shadow lens. Okay. So if you're just joining, still feel free to say hey in the chat. Let me know where you're joining from, your zodiac sign. All right. So we touched on this the other night, but today we're going to go deeper into it. And we're going to talk about this from a shadow work lens before we get into the chat queue. You can go ahead and start the queue. But we're going to do it just like we did yesterday. So, out of respect for everyone's time, especially because this is more of a teaching day, everyone's getting one free yes no, Corey. And if you want a deep multi card reading to unpack something, whether that be financial, relationship, or otherwise, or you want to skip to the front of the queue, then my Ko-Fi and Cash App information are here and pinned in the chat. So, buy me a coffee, drop me the green heart so I know you did, and then you can skip the line and or ask more questions. Okay. So again, I said we touched on this the other night. Okay. And today we're going to go deeper into this because we know Shadow Work Sunday is all about shadow work, right? So I want to pull back the curtain a bit and talk about the psychology of the shadow. So, when money gets slow or resources feel tight, as humans, we tend to kind of default into survival mode. Okay. And excuse any background noise, you guys, if the neighbor's cutting the grass or something. I don't know. So, sorry about that. We overexert. right? We buy into the programming of martyrdom, believing that we have to bleed and suffer to be worthy of abundance. This abundance and prosperity that everyone talks about in the spiritual world, right? It feels almost unreachable, untouchable for some of us. And we panic. We apply to 50 different jobs that we hate just to appease the anxiety. I know this loop all too well, you guys, very intimately, because I have walked it myself. I have had money and been absolutely miserable. I have been homeless. I have lived in my car. I have experienced everything in between those two extremes, okay? And I'm telling you from raw lived experience that no amount of material security can heal an unaligned soul. And nothing in this world feels as good as living your divine purpose. So that's what I want to start off with today. And last Sunday, as you know, we had a blast at Shadow Work Sunday last Sunday with our Jungian deck. So if you watched or joined, you've heard the name. But for those who aren't familiar with his work, Carl Jung was a brilliant Swiss psychiatrist and the founder of analytical psychology. I'm a Jungian myself, so a follower of Carl Jung. And he is the pioneer who actually brought the concept of the shadow into modern psychology. Okay, so he taught that the shadow is the hidden unconscious part of our personality, the parts our ego rejects, suppresses, or hides away because we think they're unsafe or unacceptable to most of society. And when you act out of fear, you operate from what Carl Jung called the unintegrated shadow. And he famously warned us about ignoring this hidden side. So, this is why I always tell you guys about integration, right? Integrating your light and dark sides. So, Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And that's one of my favorite quotes. So, I'm going to say it again. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. I love it. Okay. And let me know if you guys resonate with any of this in the chat or the comments if you're watching the replay. So when you panic hustle, which is what I call, and usually when we're hustling, it is out of panic or fear. Okay. So when you panic hustle, your unconscious programming is running the show, right? You're in that survival mode, no matter how much money you make. And you see it all the time. There are millionaires out there still hustling, right? So why don't they put it down? You think you're choosing to work hard, but you're actually being driven by an unhealed fear of lack. The shadow forces you to grind because it thinks it's keeping you safe from ever being hurt or empty or broke or homeless, whatever it is, again. But if you don't face that shadow, you project scarcity into your future, which is the opposite of what you want to call it. So then you're creating a self fulfilling prophecy. Okay. And a self fulfilling prophecy is when you basically are creating that future you're so fearful of by being fearful of it, if that makes sense. Okay. So to shift your reality, you have to drag that fear into the light, look it in the eye, and choose to step out of the grind and into alignment. Hence the don't grind, align saying that I have. Okay. So that is the theme for today. That is what we're going to be pulling on. We've got our shadow decks here, as well as our tarot and other ones. And we've got our pendulum and the yes no deck for the yes no questions. Okay, so before we transition to the chat queue, before I catch up there, I'm going to pull a collective shadow spread to see where this hustle contract is hiding in our energy fields today, or in your energy fields today. All right. Let's see. Oh, we got emotional numbness and over responsibility, you guys. Okay. I think I'll pull one more. I might do the healing action though. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna start here with our. Well, let's start with our over responsibility since we're talking about work and things. Okay, and hustle. So the message here is you're carrying what's not yours, hoping that someone will love you more, like you more, think you're more worthy. It's time to put it down. Okay. So, a good prompt to ask yourself is what burdens have you normalized that are not even yours? Okay. And a good affirmation for that is I return what was never mine to carry. All right. And then we've got our emotional numbness. So silence somehow became your safety. Okay. And then you started to forget how to deeply feel. So maybe there's some sort of emotion that scares you. So it's a good question to ask yourself what emotion scares you the most? All right. An affirmation for that is it is safe to feel. My emotions are not my enemy. And this can happen. We get so deep into survival mode that we get this tunnel vision and we kind of tune out other things and other people. Okay. So let's see what our healing action is here. And then we'll get into your question. Now, if this message is hitting home and you realize that you are constantly stuck in a loop of panic hustling, panic acting, then it's really time to map it out, you guys, okay? So sanctuary444.com. I've got the shadow work starter kit there. It gives you all the foundational tools to bring these patterns to light and work on them, okay? Healing action. Pleasure is healing. Okay. And that doesn't have to be sexual pleasure. You guys, I know as humans, our minds probably go there the most. But it can be, of course, because sexual healing is still healing. But pleasure, anything that brings us joy, brings healing. Okay. So that's something to remember as well. And let's do a little cleanse before we get into our polls. Spirit team guides, be with us here today. Cleanse the space, cleanse my tools, my mind, body, and spirit, so only truth may come through. So be it. All right, so let me catch up on the chat here. Hi, Laughter. Welcome, welcome. They are not real jellyfish. Everybody asks that. They're not. It's kind of like a lava lamp, only they're plastic jellyfish. I love it though. They look pretty real. I'm sure on camera even more real, but they're awesome, aren't they? Thank you. Hi, perritos. From Chile. Ah, pues igual hablo español. I've thought about doing readings in Spanish if you're still here. Hey, McFinn. I was just gonna say, were you McFinney from the other day? Yep, Scotland. Hi, thank you for the love and light. Chosen Cappy. Oh, that makes all the difference, right? You are PP. You might need to get the survival kit. Survival kit. Yeah. Well, it is a survival kit, but that's not the name of it. Funny that I said that though. It's the Shadowworks starter kit. Well, maybe I should call it the survival kit. Yes. And if you guys recognize that you're trapped in that, in survival mode, it's draining your life force, it's, bleeding you dry. I also have a Shred the Contract of Martyrdom. It's a workbook, so a little different. Now, in my starter kit, you get multiple things. You get guides and a workbook. You get access to a lot of my shadow work videos that are kind of behind the scenes that aren't on YouTube. as well as the YouTube ones, of course. Those are free. Um, but this one is a whole workbook designed to help you formally revoke those old agreements. Okay, kind of like a cord cutting, but with yourself. Okay, with those old patterns. And then I also have a masterclass as well, a shadow work alchemy course that's on the site too. So if you really want to do a deep dive and work with me one on one, you can do the course. Again, sanctuary444.com. Okay, love. So I'm officially opening up the queue for your personal questions. Again, here on my index card and pinned in the chat. If it's a yes, no, then you get one of those for free. So feel free to start the queue on those in the chat. If you have a more detailed question, just no legal or medical, please, because it is YouTube. We're going to pull some charms and get into it. And I've got my notebook to write down the cue. Hey, Dylan. Welcome back. I met my future partner yet. So for the first part will be yes, no, Dylan. The second part, leave the tip and send me the green heart, and I'll ask the second part. That's a two-parter. All right, let's see. So Dylan. So let's see what the pendulum says, Dylan. Has Dylan met his true partner yet, Spirit? No. You haven't met your true partner yet, Dylan. Interesting. Hi, ma'am. See, there's that like 7 thing again. Remember, I was asking you guys last night what that is. Ma'am, what is that like 7 in the front of your message there? I see that on a lot of people's. Is that like a copy paste thing, or does it mean something? Thank you for the subscribe. So the rules are pinned in the chat here. So it's one free yes, no to keep it fair for everybody. If you want anything other than a yes, no, an open-ended, love, money, anything like that, or additional questions, then go ahead and tip, buy me a coffee, send me the green heart, and I will answer those questions. Or you can also skip the line by doing that too. Buy me a coffee is $5, y'all. So Ko-Fi and Cash App, it's pinned. The links are pinned in the chat. They're also in the description of this video. Okay, Dylan, thank you. All right, so you want to know their zodiac sign. How do we want, where do we want to pull for this? Let's pull from We're going to pull from our zodiac deck for this one. I'm shuffling it here. Take out our planet cards. Okay. So gives us elements and signs, so we'll see. I'll pull from the love deck too, because that also has elements, but I don't know what that does. Dylan's true partner, zodiac sign spirit. Sagittarius. Ooh, Dylan. You're really in for it. There's Saggy, Dylan. Interesting. Fire sign. Gotta love it. Okay, let me catch up on the chat. Okay, ma'am. You got a yes, no. I'm putting you on the queue. Does Bharat love me? All right. Let's see who else we got here. Thank you, Stacy. Welcome. Blessings to you too. Hi, Melissa. Gemini. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you. Dylan, don't sound so disappointed, Dylan. Us Saggies were cool. We were a lot of fun. All right, if you're just joining, welcome. Feel free to say hey in the chat. Let me know where you're joining from, your zodiac sign. We're doing yes, no questions for free. We're doing other polls by donation or tip. Ko-Fi and Cash App are here on my card and pinned in the chat if you want to go deeper. It is Shadow Work Sunday, so we're doing things from a shadow lens. So we're doing collective polls as well. All right, so ma'am has a yes, no question. Does Bharat love ma'am? Let's see here. It's kind of going in circles. Excuse the background noise, you guys. Those are my fur babies. Wow, ma'am, it's going in circles. Let's see where it lands. Possibly. Interesting. Maybe it's like, not love yet. We got possibly. Bharat possibly loves you, ma'am. Oh, Dylan, I said I was going to pull from the love deck for you, too. Let's see what else comes out since you tipped. And it's much appreciated. It keeps our sanctuary going. So thank you very much. And for being one of my regulars, Dylan. I appreciate it. Ooh. Honesty is needed. Someone you don't see coming. Yeah, see, the pendulum did say it's not someone you know yet. So that's interesting. Falling in love. What? Okay, yeah, yeah. So you've been thinking about this a lot, and I know we've talked about it a lot too, but yeah, so the cards are saying you've really been kind of like, what is going on with my love life? What is happening? You really want to fall in love. You might want to sit down, Dylan, if you haven't, and really focus on like what attributes, what personality traits, what it is that you want in a life partner, and kind of focus on calling that in, versus like a specific person or, anything like that. That's because everyone has free will. Okay. So you might want to focus on calling in those traits or calling in, if you want to call in your soulmate, call in your twin flame. And those are all things I can help with too. And you guys can email me if you're not sure. On my site, you can book readings and things like that and services. But if you're not sure which one fits, you can also email me. My email is on my YouTube bio. Hi, Sour. Welcome. Thank you for the subscribe. All right. I'll get you on the queue. Sour, what is your full handles? Sour Chanda. Okay, I can't. Another Capricorn. Wow. I think we got 3 going on right now. Good news coming for your political career. All right, we'll do the yes no pendulum for that one. Hi, Bit. Welcome. Yes, if you're just joining, feel free to say hey in the chat. We're doing free yes no questions, one per person to keep it fair. Feel free to put those in the chat. If you want anything deeper, then with the Buy Me a Coffee, you can do other questions or skip the line, okay? All right, so Sarah wants to know any good news coming in for their career. Let's ask our handy dandy pendulum. Okay, Spirit. That's good news coming in for Sour's career. Yes, good news is coming in regarding your career. And I do have a success deck that pulls on money, career, success. If you want to tip, then we can dive deeper into that with that deck. Yeah, the caps are showing up today. What's up with that? I appreciate it though. All right. So I'm going to pull from tarot and then I'm going to pull again from our shadow deck here to see what is going on in the collective. Oh, wow. Both cups. Both cups, you guys. So this is hearts or water energy. So love, emotions, relationships. And you can see here she's holding the cup right at her heart center. And here it looks like she's, praying or meditating half underwater. And we got the Ace of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Okay. And the ace is self, beginnings, raw energy and opportunity. And queen is that feminine wisdom, emotional intelligence, and receiving energy. And it does look like she is receiving here, like receiving a download or some sort of information. And is that no? Um, yeah. And there is actually a fish behind her in the water and a crown above her head. So yeah, she's receiving from the divine. That makes sense. So it makes total sense because we're talking about that grind and hustle mindset and lack mentality. And here it's opening up your heart to be able to receive from the divine, you guys. And that's what shadow work is all about, is clearing out those things, those traumas from our past, from our childhood, from past lives. The other night we did one on past lives, right? And a lot of trauma comes from that. Everyone experiences it, so everyone can benefit from shadow work. And if you've been through anything really tough, then that's even more shadow work that you want to do. And it's an ongoing thing. I mean, think about it. You at one week you might, things are going great. The next week you might have, an issue with your family, right? And it brings something up. The next week you might have an issue at work that brings something up. That's just kind of how life goes. So you want to keep working on those things and not just suppressing them and shoving the emotions down, because then we get triggered and it kind of explodes, right? So look, we got closed heart here, and look, we just got those two heart messages. Yeah, so someone here has built up walls in order to survive. Okay. But now you're ready. You're feeling maybe lonely in your fortress, so to speak. You're ready. You're ready to meet someone. You're ready to open up. You're ready for this heart healing. Okay. And a really good prompt for this is, what would it take to open again? So think about that. What type of person or what action, what would you need to see or feel to open up your heart again? Okay, and a good affirmation for this is, I allow love to find me even when it feels risky. I allow love to find me even when it feels risky. And we were talking about that a little bit too, with Dylan's pull here. Okay. So opening up to receive, and not just any love, you guys. You want it to be the love that you deserve, right? The love that you truly want. Thank you, PP. Yes. Tap the screen, please. Hi, Kosh. Kosh, if you want to ask a free yes no question, you can. If you want to revert it to a yes no. Otherwise, if you want to do the buy me a coffee on Ko-Fi or Cash App, then we can do the what's coming in marriage from our love deck or tarot. So you'll just send the tip and then send me the green heart to let me know you've done it. And then once I verify, we'll go ahead and do your poll. All right, then we also got here righteous rage and comparison trap, you guys. So more shadows to talk about here in the collective energy. So someone here has been carrying some rage, some anger, okay? But this is righteous rage. And there's a difference between righteous rage and just regular old anger, all right? So this righteous rage is valid anger, Okay, this is a sacred feeling. So you might want to sit and ask yourself, is your anger, as valid as it may be, is it sacred or is it self sabotage? Okay. Is it expression or is it eruption? And that's kind of how you can tell the difference between the two. And a lot of times our anger is valid, but when you really want to sit with it, and again, I really push these journal prompts because it's how you can get to the root of things. Um, and sometimes you just have to kind of draw yourself a little map. I like to go backwards. I start with what I'm feeling now and ask myself why. And sometimes you sit there like, because I'm pissed off, or whatever, but it eventually starts coming out and you start seeing patterns. Okay. I promise you, you do. And so ask yourself, is this expression or eruption? And then a good affirmation for that is, I channel my fire into truth, not destruction. And so that's key, is channeling it into something positive and aligned action, even if that's meditating, even if it's breath work, ground yourself, bring yourself back, um, and somehow take an aligned action that fuels your truth, fuels, something positive versus destruction. Okay. And then we also got comparison trap, you guys. So confirmation. So someone is shrinking, maybe comparing themselves to someone else. um yeah, you're shrinking maybe to fit in or to be liked. You're comparing yourself to somewhere else, and comparison is not good to do, you guys. Now, it's one thing if you're doing out of admiration, but you don't want to compare yourself because you never know what the other person's been through. You may be just starting out and comparing yourself to someone who has already had 20 years in something, so it's just there's no point in comparison. um, but a good question to ask yourself is, who do you become when you're not trying to compete? Okay. And an affirmation for that is, I am incomparable, unstoppable, and divinely designed. Okay, catching up on the chat. Hi, Erotic. Welcome, welcome. If you're just joining, feel free to say hey in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from, your zodiac sign, whatever you feel comfortable sharing. We're doing free yes, no questions. Everything else is from a shadow lens that we're pulling for the collective. You can buy me a coffee. The link is in the chat if you want to go deeper. But again, you can ask a free yes, no question. PP. All right, PP. Will PP's YouTube channel pick up? Yes, PP. That's a strong yes. Look at that. Yes, your YouTube channel will pick up, PP. If you guys are here, check out PP's YouTube channel. He's on the same handle right now. You can click it. Go check out his videos. Trying to get PP to be my moderator, y'all. Encourage him. You're welcome. I am. Yes, you did ask, but you did get an answer. That was last night, and I said yes. Oh, I think it was Lucifer. I didn't ask the other one because you get one. So I'll ask it for you today. Does Satan want M to be his daughter spirit? No, a very clear no. If you have any other questions or you want to go deeper into that, you can buy me a coffee and we can chat. Hi, Reba. Hi, PJ. Oh, okay, PP. That makes sense. I was like, what is that? You're welcome, M. Will Ori reach out to me? Okay, Reba. That's a yes, no. All right, Reba's next in the queue. Okay, Spirit. Will Ori reach out to Reba? Yes, yes, Reba. Ori is going to reach out. You too, M. Thank you. That makes sense, PP. That's funny. I didn't even think of that. You're welcome, Reba. If you guys have any other yes no questions and you haven't gone yet, go ahead and put it in the chat. If you have gone and you want to go again, feel free to buy me a coffee, put it in the chat. I'll answer more of your questions. If you want to go deeper, we don't have a line right now. But if you want to go deeper or have follow up questions, same thing. Otherwise, if you haven't gone yet and you have a yes no question, those are free. Otherwise, I'm going to pull on the healing actions to hear what we can do. So we got the closed heart, comparison trap, and righteous rage. So let's see what the collective needs to do here. What do we need to do? Oh, looked like it was going to fall out, but it didn't. Oh, we got a message. They hear you, your prayers, your tears, your whispers. None of them went unnoticed, collective. So you might have been seeing flickering lights, maybe getting messages in your dreams. Maybe you're smelling a scent with seemingly no source. That's them. What else, Spirit? Oh, let's see what we got. Yeah. Breathe deeply. Yep, breath work. Someone needs to get into breath work. Cleanse your aura. I do cleanses too, y'all. And we got another message here. You are not alone. We walk beside you. You've gotten back up even when it feels like silence. Aww. So you've had an animal messenger, or maybe messengers plural, crossing your path lately. You might even feel a touch, like a warm touch or something at times with no source. A gut feeling, maybe a feeling that someone is there. Yeah, you're not alone. Okay. So these two messages go together. Both they hear you and you're not alone. So there's someone with you. Okay. Whether this be spirit in general or, but I'm getting here that maybe someone is trying to get through to someone here in the collective. I do mediumship readings as well, you guys. I've been toying with the idea of doing mediumship live. I mean, I do it as it comes through, but maybe doing like a mediumship Monday. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that in the chat or in the comments if you're watching the replay. I'm thinking about it. Maybe opening it up, seeing what passed on spirits come through, and then doing polls for mediumship questions. I get a lot of people that, want to talk to a passed on uncle, father, mother, whatever it is. So, but those do take a lot more energy, you guys. Not gonna lie, it takes a lot more energy. So that's why I've been kind of toying with the idea of doing it on lives. We'll see. All right. If you're just joining, once again, feel free to say hey in the chat. If you have any yes, no questions, those are free. And you can go ahead and type it in the chat. If you have an open ended question or something you want to go deeper into, want me to pull cards for, then you can buy me a coffee and let me know. And then I will pull cards for your specific question. We've got a success deck, a love deck, tarot, all kinds here. Okay. Yeah, so I'm loving this. So someone has, I'm gonna go ahead and pull from, just because we got that come out. I'm gonna pull from my mediumship deck real quick just to see. It's hot today, you guys. It's hot. Oh, you did everything you could, release the guilt. Okay, so yeah, someone's passed on loved one here. So someone's carrying a lot of guilt. This is a shadow as well. So I can see why this came out today. And guilt is a big one to work through in shadow work. I know I've had to. I'll story time. I'll quickly share with you guys. Someone needs to hear this. So when my mother passed away years ago, I carried a lot of, look at the light just shone, was shining through as I said that. I carried a lot of guilt because the way in which she passed was somewhat sad because of the life that she lived. So my mother had been afflicted with drug addiction, and I felt, I was a young mom and just, a lot, and there wasn't a whole lot I could do for her. So when she passed, carried a lot of that guilt, and I thought, I could have done more. What more could I have done? All of these things. And thankfully she did come to me in dreams. She came to me in other ways, and of course with the work that I do now, we're fine, we're good. She's at peace, I'm at peace with it. But for a long time, I was very young and I was carrying all of this guilt, and I had to work through that. And so someone needs to hear that. Someone's carrying guilt over someone that passed. Maybe you thought that you should have done more or something. Anyhow, this is going from shadow work to mediumship, but they do go hand in hand. Yeah, a loved one wants you to laugh again. See? Oh, you guys. Maybe is this confirmation I should do mediumship tomorrow live? I might be what that is. Okay, spirit. All right, let's get a healing action for the collective. We got a few of them. We got breathe deeply and cleanse your aura so far. Take the herbs. So whether that be tea or otherwise, take the herbs. Drink more water. Take a salt bath. Okay, so someone definitely needs a cleanse. We got take a salt bath and cleanse your aura. And say what you need to say. Now I'm hearing the lyrics. Say what you need to say. Sorry, guys, I've been singing to you a lot lately. Thank you, PP. Hi, Janice. Did you defeat your karmic? I like that question. Did you defeat your karmic copycat? Let's see, Janice. Did Janice defeat karmic? I don't mean to assume gender, so I go off the handle and I apologize if I'm wrong about the gender. Okay. Did Janice defeat her karmic copycat spirit? Circles. Oh, yes. Oh, that's a strong yes. Look at that. Wow. We haven't had a yes this strong yet, I don't think. Monday and Thursday are really standing out to me on here as well. It's kind of hitting between December and January and then right on June. And 4. So 4 is protection. So I'm getting, yes, Janice, you did. You are protected. So because of your divine protection, you have defeated this copycat, whoever they are. I don't know anything about the situation, of course. And something Monday to Thursday, maybe this was like a work situation. I'm not sure because I'm getting Monday to Thursday, Monday, Thursday. And then something between December and January, and then it was hitting right on June. So let me know if that resonates with you. So yeah, that's how the pendulum works. Like at times the energy is, I don't want to say weak, but it's a lighter energy where you might get a possible or just, a yes, no. And other times it's like strong and it'll move a lot more. Sometimes it'll go in circles and land on something. But I just kind of, we read based off what it's hitting on the most. And that was a very strong one for Jen. So you guys hopefully could see on camera the difference there. You're welcome, Janice. Let me know if you guys want to go any deeper. If anyone else has a yes no question that hasn't gone yet, like I said, the yes no questions are free. But I'm gonna pull from a different deck here for collective energy. Let's see. We're getting a lot on this needing a cleanse. I love the messages here from the passed on loved one. Lindsay, the name Lindsay is coming to me. So if you have a passed on loved one named Lindsay, or if that resonates with you somehow. The void. Ooh, one again, you guys. Ace, is kind of similar to the one. So it's self, new beginnings, manifestation. So this is Dark Moon, the void one. She's laying here. I'm trying to see. She does have some clothes on because it almost looked like she was naked, but she's laying here in the dark. Oh, look, the light just The light is shining on her, as I said. She was laying in the dark. But she's under the moon and under the stars. Look at that. Make it up, you guys. Um, yeah, and the void is kind of that empty space, right? Yeah, there's definitely a message here for someone. My goodness. Let me see what else comes out here. How are we on? Hi, Trixie. Would I have? Oh, interesting. It's an interesting question. All right, Trixie, I will put you on the queue. Oops. That is a yes no one. And then we'll pull more on this other energy. So, Trixie, would you have a Satanist? We're getting the theme here lately, aren't we? Will Trixie have a Satanist boyfriend? It's a little shaky right now. No, Trixie. No, you will not have a Satanist boyfriend. Do you want a Satanist boyfriend? I'm just curious. Hi, I'm gonna call you G. I'm G, but I'm gonna call you. Maybe you'll be Gian. New sub, thank you. Does your ex miss you? Okay. I was gonna say, how do you pronounce that? But I won't be able to hear you. Is it Giandra? Interesting, Trixie. What does that mean to you exactly? Okay, I'm a Gianidra. Gianidra. Oh, thank you for doing that. I like that. I've never heard that name. You too, Trixie. Thank you. Although I was curious to hear what that meant to you, especially since you used the word blessing. Gianidra. Very unique name. Okay. Gianidra. And what was the ex's name again? Hi, JR. Welcome back. I think I've seen you before. Oh, you deleted your message. Sylvia. Okay. Just kind of helps with the accuracy if we have names. Okay. So, Janidra. Do they miss you? Okay. Does Janidra's ex, Sylvia, miss them? Spirit. Does Sylvia miss Janidra's spirit? Going in circles right now. Look at that, you guys. It's just going in circles. Are they a Leo? Or are you? I want to see if it lands on anything. What this tells me, though, is that Sylvia's going round and round. So they might miss you in waves. They might be going round and round in their head about it. Or maybe you guys went round and round. You saw how long it did that. Looks like there's a lot there between you and Sylvia. Are you wanting a message from CR, JR? We're doing free yes no questions. Otherwise, you can buy me a coffee and I'll answer any other questions you may have. Jan, she's a Cancer and you're an Aries. Okay. Well, Aries is a fire sign. Someone must have Leo in their chart. It was going round and round that sun symbol. Leo is a fire sign, though, like Aries. That's interesting. Hour, a little over an hour mark. So if you guys have any other yes no questions last minute, go ahead and put them in the chat. If you have other questions, like JR, if you want me to answer your question about CR, go ahead and buy me a coffee. The information's here and pinned in the chat, and I will pull cards on that for you from the love deck. Otherwise, I'm going to pull one more from our mediumship deck here. And then I'm going to start on our affirmation. Oh, interesting how these landed. A name is coming through. Oh, okay. And then the sign you asked for was real. They're not gone, they're transformed. Yeah, you see, guys, this is the number you keep saying is from them. Yeah, see, you guys, this is definitely someone is trying to reach out to you. Oh, look, and then we got acceptance here. Yeah, so you just have to accept it. You've been getting all the signs. They said a name is going to come through. Oh, okay, let's see. See if a name. No, not this deck. They're saying that's this deck. Okay, so the name must be in this one. This is one of my older decks, you guys. See if the name comes through. I remember I was hearing Lindsay earlier, so that could be the name. but I'm curious to see if anything comes through the card. Oh my goodness. Passport came out. Don't look back. Interesting. And read the fine print. I thought a card fell, but I guess not. I think maybe Lindsay was the name. But there's something, yeah, about a passport, reading the fine print, and don't look back. Let's see here if anything else. Whoa. Secret travels. And then we also got passport. That's interesting. Nicole came out. They said a name was coming through. Someone is a good tipper. They don't understand you. Picnic. Abusive relationship. Yeah. So whatever this was with this Nicole, it was not a picnic. Okay. It was some sort of abusive. It doesn't have to be physical, but it could have been maybe a toxic relationship or something. Interesting. Can we catch up in the chats? That's the question I asked with the pendulum. I think she's going round and round. She might miss you in waves. If you want me to go deeper, then you can do the buy me a coffee and I'll pull from the love deck for you. Just let me know if you do. Okay, guys. While we are waiting on that answer, I'm going to go ahead and pull our affirmations and see what comes through. Affirmations. Spirit. Oh, I didn't even pull charms, you guys. Nobody reminded me. How dare you not remind me? I'll pull charms right now too. Okay, let's do that and then we'll get into the affirmation. All right. And if I didn't say it earlier, remember to always take what resonates, leave what doesn't, always use your own discernment. Usually I do say that. We're a little backwards today, apparently. Oh, we got an X. Well, you guys were asking questions about X's, so that makes sense. But X marks the spot. Also for the void, we did get the void card. That makes sense. We got a white bow tie and a little rose. I'm trying to see. A yellow rose. All right. Yellow roses usually mean friendship, but they don't have to. We're going to get into this. Okay. So the little bow tie, of course, colors matter too, y'all. But the bow tie is like presentation, charm, social image or status, elegance. Can also mean hidden intentions because a lot of times there's something behind the charm, right? So maybe you had a charming ex or something. The X could stand for something else as well. Um, yeah, that's interesting. And then the color matters. So we're going to get into all this. The rose then usually is, like I said, romance, beauty, divine feminine. But we're going to get into these colors because we got white and yellow, and those definitely matter. Now, white is purity, spirit, okay? Um, Sorry guys, something else is coming in. Divine connection, okay? So with it being the white bow tie, yeah, I'm getting that there's some sort of, it could be moon energy too, but it's like genuine charm, okay? So this one's not just like a fake appearance. Someone is genuine, okay? In their appearance, in their outward appearance. So whoever's coming through here, if that makes sense. And then we got the yellow rose. Okay, so yellow is usually associated with fire and air signs, but specifically they're mostly Leo and Gemini. Oh, I was getting Leo from the pendulum too. And this is intellect, communication, confidence, clarity, friendship, like I said, very social color, yellow, okay? Optimism. It's the solar plexus, okay? Personal power. Um, so yeah, I'm getting, this could be someone, yeah, someone who's genuinely your friend. Okay. There's someone here who's genuinely your friend and their outward appearance is genuine. Okay, that really is who they are. Now whether the X is an initial or they're literally an X, I don't know, but there's something there. Okay. Hi Heidi, welcome. If you're just joining, feel free to say hey. We're doing free yes no questions. Otherwise, if you buy me a coffee, I will pull additional questions, or if you have something deeper you want to know. Otherwise, we are going to get into our affirmations here. So we got I am healthy, I am powerful, spirit guides me in every step I take, and I am growing. I'm going to give it a couple of minutes in case you guys have any last minute questions or any last minute copies come in. Speaking of which, I need some coffee in my life. Let's pull a clarifier while we're waiting on that. How about that? Oh, JR's back. Oh, you got a yes no question. Okay. So, is there a hidden manipulative agenda controlling Sierra's choices behind the scenes? Sorry about the background noise, you guys. I was like, there's a helicopter outside. I'm not sure what that is. It might be an ATV. Okay. So, is there a hidden manipulative agenda behind? Was it CR? Yeah, CR's actions, spirit. No, JR. There is not. Hi, Pure. If you guys are just joining, we've got rules there pinned in the chat for the questions. We're doing free yes, no questions, in-depth questions with tip on my Ko-Fi or Cash App. Information's on the sign here and also pinned in the chat. If you have a love question, money, work question, anything other than work, anything other than medical and legal. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Pierre. That's a good thing for shadow work, though. This is Shadow Work Sunday. Oh, Pierre, sure you do. Join the sanctuary. We're all friends in here. And family is definitely what you make it. I believe that. Not just blood. But I'm sorry that you feel that way. And I understand that feeling. All right, guys, let's see what comes out for the collective and we will do our affirmation. Start a dream journal. Okay, yeah, all those messages you're getting in your dreams, guys, start a dream journal, even if it's just on your notes app in your phone. You know, that way you can pick up on patterns. Your dreams are messages, okay? Okay, guys, the spirit wants you to remember, to know, and to start affirming. I am healthy, I am powerful. Spirit guides me in every step I take, and I am growing. So affirm it with me. I am healthy, I am powerful. Spirit guides me in every step I take, and I am growing. Love it. Now, remember, guys, make sure you have your notifications on so you can see when I do pop on because I don't always schedule in advance, if you haven't noticed already. And like I said, YouTube's scheduling thing has been funky lately anyway. So a lot of times I just pop on live. So pretty much daily I pop on. So with the exception of Mondays, but like I said, I've been thinking about adding Mondays on. So we'll see. So keep an eye out in case I pop on tomorrow to do the mediumship. I'm thinking about it. And we will for sure do Tuesday tarot. Okay. So keep an eye out for that as well. We have a lot going on in the sanctuary, guys. Sanctuary444.com. I am going to be putting up a new course soon if you guys want to get certified in Reiki, with me leading you as your teacher through that. I'll probably have a couple of different options on there, so keep an eye out for that. I already have a shadow work course up, so if you guys are interested. Otherwise, there's plenty of freebies on my website, and of course, my YouTube. I have like, I don't know, over 800 free videos for you guys, so feel free to take a look. Your girl is not monetized yet, but hopefully soon. That's why tips are always very, very much appreciated and keeps our sanctuary going and keeps our sanctuary free. And thank you so, so much for being here, guys. Each and every one of you beautiful souls is so much appreciated. Everything that you do, every time that you join and watch. So if this resonated, let me know in the comments. All the information you need to contact me is in the description, also in my bio, okay? So until next time, sending you light, love, and healing. And I hope this helped. Thank you.